This is KVCI continuing 105.9. Chris Beckham addressing the weekend of G.B.R and Equipment 10. Let's go and listen to more of this stuff.
One of the campaign people about it and was told that Mike Cowan opted not to pursue it. Well, then somebody else needs to pursue it, because it's not just Mike Cowan, not getting his seat in office. Sanford Bishop voted for the Obamacare thing. That infringes on me constitutionally. That has a bearing on my life and my liberty.
That's right.
And so, it doesn't just stop with Mike Cowan. It affects all of us. And if something there raised eyebrows in the numbers and doesn't add up, then somebody with the authority and constitutionally bound and bound by law, so that they go in there and it shows that they didn't do their job right, there's implications for them, but it needs to be found out.
That's right. Hey, man, good to hear from you.
And, that's all I'm saying. And it looks to me like there are people getting involved in this thing whose only intentions are to muddy the water so that any valid reality cannot be found out, and we need to watch that too.
And some of these folks make a living doing that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
They turn it into something. They turn it into a bigotry situation, and there's.
You cannot turn something into a bigotry situation if there's no bigotry. We have a long history of the same type rhetoric that we hear here. It was said in the 50s and the 60s by the same people with the same spirit that sought to keep the same things in place that the people of today undoubtedly want to keep in place. And it's easy to understand, but we'll talk about that a little later.
There's no evidence that bigotry exists in this thing at all.
Hey, man, good to hear from you.
All right.
Thanks a lot. And what really bothers me is in a small community, the after effects of this kind of thing can be long-lasting, where these folks who come in and stir this pot and get everybody riled up, they go back to where they're from and they don't have to deal with that. That's how they make a living, and that's just the unfortunate truth.
Correct.
It's not stirring the pot when there is truth. There is so much more. There is so much more that has never even been mentioned. In 1 week in May of 1918, 13 to 15 people were killed in Brooks and Lowndes County, and Georgia Bar of Justice never prosecuted a single soul. Georgia Governor Dorsey had names of the people involved, yet nothing until this day has been done. So it's not about stirring in the pot. If you stir in the pot, and if there is something in the pot, then the stirring is not in vain. And eventually, whether it's here or in the hereafter, as the Muslims would say. Let's go further. Our God, the God of our ancestors, always has a way. Even little children are being born, both black and white, that God is anointing to do a work, to perfect and make His world better, in spite of what we hear today.